Welcome and thank you for tuning in. Liverpool Football Club picked up a win that was much more stressful than it should have been today. The Reds defeated Norwich City by a 3-1 margin. Both teams failed to score in the first half, and it was actually the visitors coming to Anfield who scored first. A shocking goal, a freak goal to be fair, since it took a crazy deflection off of Joel Matip. But the Liverpool players can absolutely be accused of taking these 3 points for granted, for playing too casually and not bringing enough intensity, at least the level of intensity that Liverpool supporters have grown accustomed to. Thankfully, that goal proved to be a wake-up call. Not long after, Liverpool banged in 2 goals that seemed to be before you could even blink. And Sadio Mane's goal in particular, that scissor kick out of the air, was a thing of beauty. Mo Salah scored, as well as Luis Diaz. The entire front 3 scored today, and Luis Diaz is a massive signing for Liverpool, especially with Roberto Firmino and potentially Diogo Jota facing extended spells on the sidelines injured. Diaz is the exception, not the rule, when it comes to Liverpool players settling in. It normally takes time to settle into a club like Liverpool, where the pressure is so high, where you're under so much scrutiny in every single match. But thankfully, Diaz has been a wonderful, wonderful addition. So excited with Diaz, but I think after today, it's pretty clear that Joe Gomez should never play right back ever again. He was just atrocious. I mean, he was poor throughout the match. He is clearly a center back. I love Joe Gomez. Don't get me wrong. I think Gomez can play just as important of a part in the future of Liverpool Football Club as, say, Trent Alexander-Arnold or Curtis Jones. Gomez has such a bright future ahead of him, and I got really upset when I read all of the rumors about Gomez potentially being offloaded in the January transfer window. I'm sure Joe Gomez is very frustrated right now that he is struggling to get game time with the World Cup approaching, but he has really stiff competition to contend with. Virgil van Dijk's place is a given, and he is not up to the level of Joel Matip and Ibrahima Konate. But the solution is not to play Joe Gomez at right back. He has been poor at that position in the past. He is straight up a center back, and it's really as simple as that. We saw today how beneficial it is to have proper cover at left back in the form of Kostas Tsimikas. Some would even say he had a man of the match performance. He assisted Sadio Mane's goal, but there is no real cover at right back for Trent. James Milner, how much time does he have left? He would have definitely struggled today, I think, if he played right back. I know Liverpool are in negotiations with Milner over giving him a 1-year deal, but Liverpool does not need a stopgap for cover at right back. It needs a long-term solution. Of course, that comes with the caveat of finding a player who is comfortable with not playing every week, because Trent Alexander-Arnold is so reliable. But hopefully that is a slot that the club can take care of in the summer transfer window, because that is a glaring hole at the moment. What really changed the match today, though, was the substitution of Thiago Alcantara. Thiago is a wonderful midfielder. I think Liverpool supporters at this point are finally starting to understand that he is truly, truly top class. He can absolutely control the game from midfield. He's simply a wonderful player. He is a magician, make no mistake. Thiago changed the game, and it was nice to see, of course, Divock Origi and Takumi Minamino make substitute appearances as well. But all in all, Liverpool should be very relieved that it managed to pick up the 3 points today. Conceding first to Norwich at Anfield, simply unacceptable. I always like to tell people that the last time Virgil van Dijk lost at Anfield in a Premier League match, it was as a Southampton player. Virgil van Dijk has never lost in the Premier League as a Liverpool player at Anfield, and that is an incredible statistic that I hope will last for as long as possible. I certainly didn't say it aloud today because I did not want to jinx it. But, Salah also a historical marker for him today, being the second fastest player in Liverpool club history to reach 150 goals behind Sir Roger Hunt. So another memorable day for Salah, huge win for the Reds. And guess what? Liverpool are now only 6 points behind Manchester City with a game in hand, playing Leeds United in midweek. So Liverpool, if the Reds defeat Leeds United on Wednesday, will only be 3 points behind Manchester City. So the title race is on. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you've watched for this long, you might as well subscribe to my channel.